ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrs un saprotams risinājums ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.
Arnolds apņēmās atrast labāko playlisti. Luīze steidzās, lai paspētu redzēt visu. Kaspars devās meklēt labāko ritmu, bet Mārtiņš ar Līgu viss skatāmāko pilsētā. Un kā izrādās, neierastais skan labāk par to, kas austiņās vienmēr malc uz riņķi. Un ja gudri saplāno, visu var pagūt, kaut reizēm ar nelielu nokavēšanos. Arī labākie ritmi nav tālu jāmeklē. Patiesībā tie mēdz būt deguna galā. Tikai jāatver ausis. Savukārt, ierasto skatu pa laikam ir labi iemainīt pret svaigu perspektīvu uz dzīvi. Piedzīvo neparasto Valmierā.
Good evening and welcome to the VALMIERA Olympic Center. I'm your commentator for tonight, Drew Lasker. And we have European Northern Basketball League quarterfinal series. VALMIERA Glasvia and the undefeated 8-0 visitors into Bratislava. If you like offense, we should have fireworks as we welcome two teams who are in the top 3 in scoring into Bratislava. 91.4 points a game, second in the league, and VALMIERA Glasvia right behind them at 89.9. Buckle up your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, as we open the ENBL playoffs. The first out of 3 other matchups. And if you're unfamiliar with the structure in the competition, 18 teams split into Group A, Group B. All teams play a combined 8 total games in a round-robin competition, with the top 4 teams coming out of the group. And boy, what a season it has been, as we welcome 8 teams from 7 countries: Denmark, Germany, Latvia, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, and the United Kingdom. And 5 out of the 8 teams making their first playoff appearance. You see your referees here for tonight. Mart Hendrik out of Estonia, Andres Ankrogers from Latvia, and Edward Urin from Slovakia. But that's the man that you need to keep an eye on. Dante Crothers receiving the very first ENBL Defensive Player of the Year award. And his teammate right there, you see him, the MVP of the competition, Isaiah Cousins, has taken the competition by storm all season long. Scored in 25 or more points in 5 games, averaging 26.7 points, 6.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.8 steals over 6 games, including a game winner back in October and a 30-10-6 against the Bakken Bears. That was the Slovak national anthem, which will be followed by the Latvian national anthem. We got playoff basketball. Welcome to Latvia, to the VALMIERA Olympic Center, home to the VALMIERA Glasvia. 3 minutes to tip off game 1. Playoff competition. You see the starters there. Levitsky, Ate, Spear, Smith, and Elstinis, the captain for the home team. And your starters for the visitors. The new shiny toy, Trent Buttrick. The MVP Cousins, the Defensive Player of the Year, Crawfords, the Captain Volerick, and Zelzinak. There's nothing better than this time of year, as spring is on the horizon. The Final Four will be played next month. Over the course of 2 days, April 8th and April 9th, location will be confirmed after the quarterfinals. As head coach Nicholas Mazurs says his final words to his team. And to Bratislava, who went undefeated this season under that man right there. Aramis Najic, 8-0 in the competition, got the #1 seed, so they will play the second leg at home. That game will be on March 18th, back in Slovakia. The winner of this competition will face CSO Voluntari in La Liga Warsaw. You can catch that game on Wednesday at 8 p.m. in Warsaw. But let's focus here on this matchup here. How will the home team contain the firepower of Bratislava? Scoring options all over the court. See their shiny new toy there, #0, Trent Buttrick. Actually played in the British League last season. Very nice touch around the rim. They brought him in for one reason and one reason only. That is to capture the title. But the home team will have something to say about it. Led by Daquan Smith and their star, the big fella, #1, Khalil Spear, averaging a double-double over the season. And let's get stuck into this one. Well, not the cleanest jump ball we've ever seen. But the home team is rewarded. And we start this game with a sideline out of bounds. Daquan Smith. Down there with a dribble weave action. Ate to their star. Spear. This is where he likes to operate from, right there. A little heavy on that shot. Greatly defended by Bratislava. The question will be, how sharp will Spear be? Missed 2 months of action due to injury. You see it right there. Home team in a 2-3 zone to start. That will be interesting to keep an eye on throughout this one. We talked about the firepower of Bratislava. And you can see from the defensive decision there as Nowitzki is fouled.
Number 0, Patrick Primakasane, Nagazin, Nagazin, first personal foul, 1 team foul.
Nowitzki, a terrific free throw shooter, 85% on the season. And of course, the commentator's curse. Maybe a little nerves here. Takes care of business on the second. Valmiera showing a press, dropping back into a 2-3 zone. Crawford, the MVP. Cousins, this is where he's at his best, right there. Greatly defended the Valmiera. Scrappy. Arte. And Smith from downtown gets the party started from the perimeter as the home team strikes first. Turnover. Great move there by Elksness. Decides to slow things down. Smith getting to the creases, attacking. Unable to convert. Elksness picks up the foul there.
Number 3, Edmunds Elksness, Pirmā persona piezīme, komandai 1 piezīme.
8:09 remaining in the first quarter. That shot was actually by Smith, was ruled a 2. His foot was on the line, skip pass. And again, Bratislava a little cold from the outside. Cousins off 1-footer. And another great defensive stop by the home team, but they turn it over. Not sure exactly what happened on that possession there, but nevertheless, Bratislava will enter it from their own baseline. I talked about one of the most explosive scoring teams of the season, but 2 minutes into this one and they're scoreless. Referee's just talking things over. And playoff basketball is just a different beast. There's a more attention to detail for the scouting report. The energy is at an all-time high. As the referees will go to the monitor for this one. This won't be an official review. In the NBL, you do have a coach's challenge, but this one comes from the official. Still not exactly sure what transpired there, but we'll wait and see. Great story about the home team, VALMIERA Via. It's been in this competition since 2021, and it wasn't until this season where they got their first victory, 0-19 over the course of their ENBL history. But this season, Nicholas Mazurs has come through and pushed this team to 6-2 in its group stage. Only one defeat at home this season, falling to the Newcastle Eagles, who won Group A, as they will be facing off with the Backing Bears in a couple of weeks. Well, if anything, it gives the coaches, specifically Bratislava, an opportunity to see how they can maneuver through that 2-3 zone that VALMIERA threw out there. Where after that, it will remain Bratislava's ball as VALMIERA stays in the 2-3 zone. Butt trick. Crothers over the top. Great deflection there by Spear. Smith loves to reject those ball screens and loves to do that. Leave him too much space out there as Cousins looks to bring some pace to Bratislava's offense, and again, off the mark. And the score has been adjusted once again. That shot by Smith was a 3, so it's 4-0. Great defense there. Great hands by Smith. Bodies on the floor. Refs call a jump ball, and a terrific start by the home team. A 2-on-1 opportunity for Bratislava, but Daquan Smith getting his hands on it, sacrificing his body. That's playoff basketball right there, baby. Touch pass, and Bratislava gets their first bucket after 4.5 minutes. Much needed. Great pass. Levitsky slams it home. Again, Cousins raises up, nothing but the bottom of the net. RJ Gunn from Bratislava makes his first appearance of the night. Sharpshooter, rookie, having a terrific season in the competition. Volaric unable to come up with it there. The captain. Smith will go take a seat. Mike Nuga makes his first appearance tonight. 6'4", VALMIERA Glass, 5:53 remaining here in the first quarter. Butt trick with the steal, off to the races, steps around with the left, can't finish. Again, great transition defense by VALMIERA Glass. Buttrick offers the foul on Artis Ate. I mean, some great early signs by VALMIERA, specifically in transition. Really has the visiting team discombobulated offensively. Spear hands it off to Carlsons. Tight ropes the baseline. Nuga unable to come up with it, but Nowitzki, he's fouled. And this time it's on Cousins. Both teams going to their bench. Carlsons tries to weave inside and kicks the ball on his way to the paint. And Bratislava ends up with it. First quarter action here. Game played over 2 legs, 80 minutes. We'll take the aggregate combined score. One thing about aggregate basketball is that you can't win it in the first 40 minutes, but sometimes you can lose it, as Mike Nuga finishes with the right hand. Great finish. VALMIERA back to this 1-2-2 or 2-3 zone. Buttrick gets stripped. Carlsons slows things down. Ball screen action with Spear. Nuga, who hit the last bucket. Actually, this stop there from Bratislava. Cousins, best scorers in the league this season, 22 points a game. Nice cut, but another strip by the home team. Defense out the gate for VALMIERA has been terrific. But Gunn is fouled. He'll head to the line. Makes the first. Stevenson from Bratislava makes his first appearance. We have a 1-possession ball game as the visitors show a little bit of pressure. Home team able to handle it. Nuga and Nowitzki just mishandled it there. A little bit antsy there on the catch. Had his mind made up of what he wanted to do there. Ends up in a turnover. 8-6, 3:33 remaining. And beautiful soft touch there by RJ Gunn. I talked about his touch. And immediately off the bench, he's gotten busy. Ball tapped around. Run, and that's a great finish by Sabo. And Bratislava takes their first lead of the evening. Capitalizing in transition there. And after all of that, the 8-0 visitors flexing their muscle here. Late in the first half. Spear quiet on the evening. Forced into another tough shot. And those are the type of shots that the Bratislava will live with. Back to Gunn, showing great footwork. Fades. Beautiful touch by RJ Gunn. 6 points off the bench. And the home team calls for time.
Valmiera glāzgrupā mēs apvienojam atbildīgu dabas resursu izmantošanu, jaunākās tehnoloģijas un vairāk kā pusgadsimtu darba pieredzes nozarē, pētot, ražojot un inovējot, lai 25 miljonus gadus vecus kvarca smilšu graudus pārvērstu stikla šķiedras produktos. Valmiera glāzgrupā mēs ražojam neticamo, lai sniegtu tev brīvību būt, kas vēlies, un paveikt jebko, pēc kā tiecies.
Welcome back if you're just joining us. The home team taking a timeout there as Bratislava on a little bit of a run. And it's all because of one man and one man only, RJ Gunn. 6 quick points off the bench. Again, the rookie having a terrific season, 52% from beyond the arc. I'm pretty sure he's high up on VALMIERA's scouting report, but he shows there the southpaw of the touch that he has. 4-point lead for Bratislava, 2:22 remaining here in the first. Showing pressure on Carlsons. Great job of breaking it there. Ate fades, top bucket, Artis Ate. And boy, did the home team need that. Cousins likes this matchup here. Nowitzki, mismatch, drive, kicks, stripped, gets it back. Great defense there. Nowitzki, Sabo. Great defense there. Great foul there by Carlsons to stop the transition. Fouls to give by the home team. Only the third personal foul. Great job in there and not creating any momentum. As Spear enters back ends. Talked about his impact this season. Averaging a double-double, but so far 0 for 2 on the night. Great finish there by Stevenson. Their leading scorer domestically. Only 2 games played here in the ENBL, but it's showing he's a bucket as Arte. Unable to finish the off-balance floater there. Bratislava have a 2-for-1 opportunity here with 40 seconds remaining. But again, VALMIERA showing that 2-3 zone. And Bratislava finally able to bust it up. As they have their biggest lead of the evening. Nuga tries to reply. They can hold for 1. But goes off and set as Stevenson muscles in. And that wraps up the first quarter here in Latvia. A great start from the home team. Really stingy defensively, but offensively unable to get going. And with a team with Bratislava averaging 91.4 points a game, you're only going to be able to hold them down for so long. I talked about it at the top. So many weapons offensively. And VALMIERA, just not enough scoring options there in the first quarter. Their leading scorer, Spear, scoreless. The visitors doing a great job on him. The question will be, how long will the home team stick in that 2-3 zone? It really slowed down Bratislava there in the early moments, but there they closed the quarter. Meyerchag able to unload. Vinsky showing some early positive signs. Bratislava with the 19-10 lead here on the road in Latvia. Game 2 will be played in March 18th back in Slovakia. Again, the playoff competition is a combined aggregate score. So in these situations, you don't want to panic. Just stay the course, stay patient. Understand that every team goes on a run. Skip pass to the corner to Carlson's. Running out of space there, and just poor court spacing there by the home team. And again, great hands by Ate. Breaking up a 3-on-1 opportunity. If there's any positive signs for the home team, is that they've done a great job defensively in transition where they've been at a disadvantage. Cousins skips it over to Meyerchag. Great defense there by Smith. Easy call on the ref. Offensive foul there by Sabo as he kind of chicken wing the VALMIERA defender there. Press break. And Spear gets on the board for his bucket of the night. And if VALMIERA is going to have any chance of upsetting the team that has been flawless throughout this competition, they're going to need Spear to be on top form. MVP Cousins steps into the gap. And a loose ball foul there by the captain, Elksness. It looked like he just kind of shoved Sabo there on the rebound. Head coach there Artemis Nagrish, again, doing a wonderful job this season. Gunn steps back. And that's a 3-ball from Crothers, the Defensive Player of the Year. And the floodgates are starting to open offensively as Smith can't convert. Crothers steps around, finishes, great move. And another timeout by VALMIERA as Crothers able to step himself around there in transition.
ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrus un saprotamus risinājumus ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.
And right now, the story of the game from Bratislava is the bench. 15 points from the bench, while the home team only has 2. That has been the separator here so far tonight. Bratislava have a healthy 12-point lead here in the second quarter. VALMIERA Glass has been described them as a tough, rugged team all season long. And so this game is far from over. 8:08 remaining here in the second quarter. Bratislava with the 12-point lead. Again, showing pressure in the backcourt. Able to handle it. Ate. I think he was fouled there off a Spears screen. Meyerchak. And VALMIERA desperately needs offense here. And that's great defense by Sabo. Fundamental defense by the big fella. Hands straight up. Taking advantage of the verticality rule. Only 2 seconds left on the clock. Big time bucket there by the captain, Elksness. And boy, did they need that. Shrinks the lead down to 9. Crothers over the top. Smith thought it was a jump ball there, but the referee crew saw a foul instead. Here it is again, Elksness, bang. Beautiful shot there from the captain. Smith only his first foul. Stevenson steps around. And he will head to the line for 2. Since Bratislava's brought Stevenson to the fold, he has been a straight-up bucket. In his 2 ENBL games, he's averaging 27 points a game. leading the team domestically in scoring and gets a lot of his work done here from the free throw line. Final ENBL game of the season, 15 for 16 on his way to 31 points. Great job there by Spear, able to knock it off. Smith dribbles, spins, takes the contact. Blocking foul. This is what the home team needs a little bit more of. A little bit more pace to their offense. Try to get some easier opportunities. Only 6 points in the paint tonight. So maybe that's a sign of things to come. Their offense isn't too shabby either. 89.9 points a game. As Smith unable to make either. Stevenson. Looked like he was fouled on the pass attempt there.
Substitution for team Bratislava on the field, number 1, Isaiah Cousins.
Isaiah Cousins returns. MVP. Only 2 points on the night, but like I've been mentioning before, this team has so many weapons offensively. Take your pick. Mismatch down low. Sabo takes advantage. Great seal by the big fella. Lead back up to 12. Smith gets in the paint, hangs. Unable to finish. Smith typically gets his work done from the outside, but last few possessions putting his head down. Well, he'll go to the line where he's 80% on the season. So obviously the last two misses were an aberration. That's more like it for Smith. Crothers hesitates, get to the rim. Great move there. Just getting the defense off balance, playing at his own pace and turning on the burners at the right time. Spear. Unable to capitalize. And Stevenson just walks himself to the bucket. Awful transition defense there by VALMIERA. As the away team takes their biggest lead of the night, up to 14 points. Trent Buttrick returns. Mentioned before, signed last week. Great game domestically for his debut back in Slovakia. And this time, Ate is fouled by Crothers, but now the home team is in the bonus. So for the final 41, they'll be shooting free throws on every whistle. So let's keep an eye out on that. An opportunity to slow the game down, get some easy buckets. So let's see how their aggressiveness changes. But again, the free throw woes. As Ate barely scrapes iron on that one. Takes care of business on the second. .13 lead. Up top! That's Sabo. Skies high from the assist from Crothers. And everything clicking for Bratislava. Beautiful play there. Ate. Smith unable to come up with it. Cousins pulls up midi, short rim. Great job getting back from the visitors. Smith. Ate. Off a spear ball screen, tries to get into the crease, turns it over. Stevenson steps around, finishes. And Stevenson and RJ Gunn off the bench for Bratislava has been the difference. .13 points combined from those two. Again, I talked about it, bench points being the story in this one. As VALMIERA goes deep into their bench. As Frankie Pocelli sees action for the first time tonight. Great move there by Nowitzki. But VALMIERA can't get anything to fall. Missed opportunity there for continuation. Takes care of the first. Nowitzki makes both. .15 lead for Bratislava. Great pass there to butt trick. Stevenson showing the whole repertoire. Saying he's more than just a scorer. Again, another foul. As Crothers returns for Meyerchak. 3:35 remaining here in the half. Anything, the free throw line is keeping the home team in this one. But right now, Bratislava is showing why they are the #1 team in the league as Stevenson cools down from the outside. But again, for the home team, remember it's 80 minutes over 2 legs. Just want to make sure that you stay within striking distance. Plenty of basketball left, but great hands there by Buttrick. Crothers slows it up, dumps it off Stevenson, jump stops, flips it. Great touch. Stevenson is hotter than fish grease here in Latvia. Getting it done. I mentioned before that he's a bucket, 31 points in his last ENBL game, and he's showing you exactly why. Making it look easy. $17-point deficit for VALMIERA as Nuga looks to get busy. Nowhere to go. Paint clogged. Levitsky flips it. Left hand short. And Pocelli able to tip it home. Just the type of the energy plays that VALMIERA needs here. And this is all done without the MVP making any noise, but he's just reminding everybody, I'm here. Don't forget about me. As he pulls up. Nuga. Great defense there by Bratislava. Great hands. Capitalize on that transition three. Turns it over again. Cousins tries to stronghold himself in, and all of a sudden he's on a 4-0 mini run by himself. The home team just unraveling. A lot of that has to do with Bratislava's defense as they just tighten up the vice grips here in the second quarter. Cousins, great extra pass, RJ Gunn, bang! Everything clicking for Bratislava, turning great defense into offense. Has this crowd quiet here in Latvia. It's Mike Nuga able to stop the bleeding. Lead back down to 19. As we have an untied shoe here. Defensive Player of the Year, Crothers. I mean, arguably, just taking a look back at that great pass there, and just the ball movement by the visitors. Just everyone on a string. But again, talking about Crothers, you could have argued that I'm pretty sure he was runner-up in MVP. I don't know the votes, but he averaged 20 points, which was third in the league and led the league in assists. And so the firepower in the backcourt as Crothers throws it up the butt trick for the second alley-oop of the night, showing you why he's the leader in assists. Crothers dropping off 2 alley-oops here tonight. And that will wrap up the first half here in Latvia as Bratislava takes a 21-point lead into half. The story of the half was the defense that VALMIERA was able to come out with to start this one. They wasn't able to contain it. We talked about the firepower of Bratislava. You're gonna only hold them down for so long. Just too many weapons on this team as Crothers steps through. VALMIERA able to get a Hail Mary 3 there at the buzzer, but other than that, everything dry. And take your pick: Crothers, Stevenson, Gunn, Cousins, Sabo. Just too many weapons on this team. And there it is right there. Beautiful connection with the big fella. So VALMIERA with a little bit of work to do here in the second half again. I keep saying it, but you don't want to panic. Welcome back to the VALMIERA Olympic Center, with the home team, Bratislava, coming to the second half with a 21-point lead. The story in that first half were turnovers by VALMIERA, 9, along with 26% from the field. While Bratislava shot 58%. And it was shots like that by people like that, RJ Gunn, that was lighting it up in the first half, picking up where he started. And a much needed shot there by Ate. If you're VALMIERA, just stay relentless. Remember, there is a second game to be played. Anything can happen. You just want to make sure you get out of this game back in striking distance. And they're going to need more plays like that. But it really wasn't their defense in the first half. It was more so this end here, where they coughed it up 9 times and shot poorly from the field. Well, let's see if the message at halftime wakes the home team up. Speaking of waking up, Khalil Spear needs to get himself going. Only 2 points. He's averaging 16 and 12 throughout the ENBL season. Great out of bounds play there, but again, another opportunity. Fresh clock as it resets to 14. As Crothers look to get in Spears' pocket. Skip. Ate. Great offensive rebound by Smith, and there we go. 5-point run by the home team wakes up the crowd. Great pass there by Gunn to Buttrick. Great connection. And the passing in the first half was incredible by Bratislava. And it was plays like that, the sharing of the basketball, the unselfishness, is why they have this 21-point lead. Nelson is nowhere to go. Clock running down. Another stop. Pitch ahead, over the top, Gunn! As Bratislava get their third alley-oop of the night. And just like that, let's see that again. The ball doesn't even touch the floor. Timeout. Home team. Just when you thought VALMIERA was on to something, Bratislava flexes his muscle. Beautiful textbook basketball there, using their defense to create offense. Ball doesn't touch the ground, and RJ Gunn finishes it off. Lead back up to 23. Nowitzki, who's been quiet tonight, nearly loses it there. And Coach Naglish wants to take a look at that. He believes that ball was off Nowitzki, so he's going to challenge it. The coaches do get a challenge here in the ENBL. And the referees will have another look. Keep your eyes glued on the ENBL YouTube channel, all playoffs. That's all the matchups will be featured there. We got a doubleheader coming up on Wednesday. And that ball was off Nowitzki, and it'll be Bratislava's ball. MVP Cousins. They go inside the butt trick. Spins off. Nice move. Up and under. Great move by Trent Buttrick. You can see why they signed him. A nice little safety blanket down low. We saw a lot of that last season in the British League. Great hands there. Crothers comes up with the strip over the top to RJ Gunn, who flushes it. And again, relentless defense by the visitors as this lead is up to 27. And the defense all evening long. And Spear gets it to go. Nice finish there by Khalil Spear. Able to see off the double team and just flips it up right there. You see the shake of the head like, it's about time.
Second personal foul, third team foul,
Spear averaging 16 points on the season. Only 71.4% from the line, though. And there you go. Unable to take advantage. This lead is 25. Crothers gets to the paint, walks his way to the bucket. And we have another timeout by VALMIERA, and coach isn't happy. Coach Mazurs was very unhappy with Mike Nuga there as the help defense was non-existent there for the home team as Crothers just walked himself to the rim. And Bratislava showing every reason why they are the #1 team in the ENBL at 8-0 this season. But throughout that journey so far, throughout the season, interesting enough, 7 out of their 8 wins were by 6 points or less. So we didn't see much of this over the course of the season. A lot of grind out wins, buzzer beaters. But I'm pretty sure as Spear takes it over the top. Great finish there by the big fella. Great defense there. Heavily defended by Ate. Crothers steps around, flips it. Beautiful finish by Crothers. Just in his bag there. Mike Nuga. We have an offensive foul here on VALMIERA. And absolutely nothing is going in the right direction for VALMIERA Glasvia. 36 points in 25 minutes. Talked about it at the top, averaging 90 over 8 games. Butt trick. And he's fouled by Nuga. Great job of getting there and Buttrick quietly having himself a solid ENBL debut. Remember, he was picked up last week. Had a solid game domestically in Slovakia. But it just gives the #1 team an added weapon. Spear slowing things down, spins around, flips it up high. Great contest by Buttrick. Bratislava with another stop. Buttrick sees a double team. Great hands by Spear. And a jump ball. Great job to time that double. As soon as Buttrick put the ball down, Spear went in attack mode and VALMIERA able to grab a turnover. Situations like these, you just want to keep chipping away. 29-point lead. Let's see if we can get it under 20 going into the fourth. What you can't do is try to get it all in one possession. But a big-time shot there. As Irvin Janar is able to bury it. Skip to the corner. And Buttrick inside, outside, showing his versatility. Nearly comes up with the steal there. Smith steps back, boom! Daquan Smith for his second 3 of the night, and all of a sudden, VALMIERA with back-to-back triples. Majacek, Buttrick, off the dribble. Now stop it, big fella. Just stop it. That is naughty. Trent Buttrick just showing the whole repertoire. If your big man can do that, good luck to the rest of the teams in the playoffs. As Ate is able to answer back. They give it back to the hot hand. Buttrick, make it 3 for 3. Trent Buttrick is in his bag here in the third quarter. making the GM for Bratislava look like a genius bringing him in last week. And again, their defense comes up again. But Trent Buttrick, take a look at there. Says, I can get it done from the corner. And then I can also get it off the dribble. And then on this one, you better not leave me open. Bang. 3 triples here in the third quarter for the big man. And this lead is now up to 30. Smith fouled by Meyerchag. And you see the prolific offense. And now they enter the Defensive Player of the Year back into the game in Crothers, who, by the way, averages 20 points in the season and leads the league in assists. Nice shot there by Bocelli. A lot more pace to this third quarter. Both teams showing why they were top 3 in scoring this season. Good hands as Smith picks the pockets of Crothers, and Crothers comes from behind to repay it as Sabo with the reverse jam. Sequence of events there. Smith able to, and Sabo comes out of nowhere, but the ball hit the backboard first, so it'll be a goaltend. See another look at this. Yep, great call there by our referee crew, and he knows it. Just a tad late. Nevertheless, still a 27-point lead as Cousins. Sabo with the offensive foul there. And by the way, I haven't mentioned Cousins' name that often tonight. Talked about he was named the MVP, received his award pregame, but only 6 points of the night. Averaged 22 throughout the season, but I don't think Bratislava need much of it tonight as Spears spins his way in the cup, but too strong with the left hand. But picks the pocket of Stevenson. Nuga. There's fouled in transition by Crothers. A 27-point lead by the road team. 55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Cousins. This is when he's at his best in these ISO situations here. Likes this matchup here, but dumps it into Sabo. 9 on the clock. Sabo spins around, up to Stevenson, takes a dribble, hangs, foul. And Mazars is in disbelief there with that call. He's refuting that his defense had his hands straight up there. But One thing Stevenson is great at is getting to the free throw line. Twelve points on the evening for Stevenson. Cash is in on both. Luga pulls up, big time shot. That was almost one of those no, yes type of shots there by Nuga. And Bratislava will hold for the final shot. Cousins dances. Nowhere to go. Greatly defended off 1 foot, and it's off the glass. Isaiah Cousins playing horse in Latvia. Wow. Take a look at some third quarter highlights, and most of them will be featuring that guy, Trent Buttrick. 3 threes there in the third quarter. The home team able to get their offense going a little bit more. So they scored 27 points in that quarter. Multiple threes, but the issue was the defense, as they gave up 33 points in that quarter. But the story of the night so far is a scorching hot shooting by Bratislava, 66%. 50% from beyond the arc. Dominating the paint, 46 points in the paint compared to 16 by VALMIERA, but the biggest stat that stands out, the bench points, 40 points from Bratislava's bench, while the home team only able to cook up 20. Well, we enter the fourth and final quarter of this matchup. The second leg will be played March 18th back in Slovakia, and the way things are unfolding right now, the road team is in a great position as Sabo tries to put an exclamation point on game 1 as he goes on top of the head. And Nowitzki will head to the line. Really quiet this evening. Averaging 13.5 points. But the size of Buttrick and Sabo really causing him some issues here tonight. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments from both teams. Specifically VALMIERA, as they look to chop into this lead. But again, as I've been talking about all evening, Sabo dropped off from Crothers, is that you just want to chip away. Many goals. You're not going to get it all in a quarter, but You know, can we get it within 20? But you're not going to get it with plays like that as Stevenson almost comes up with the steal in the passing lane. .907, fresh 14-second clock. Spear, who's the man for VALMIERA, just been quiet tonight. No foul called there. Up and under, beautiful move by Shamil Stevenson. Wow. It is no fluke while he leads this team in scoring domestically and is averaging 27 a game over 2 games in the ENBL. Look at this. But I think Bocelli was expecting a foul call, as it looks like he tried to intentionally grab Cousins, but nothing called. Play on. Nuga. Nowhere to go. Great defense there by Meyerchak. Steps back as he gets a little space there and buries it. Meyerchak with the mismatch, pulls up and rises over Nowitzki. It's raining triples here in Latvia. Sabo looking for an intentional foul there. And the outlet passes from the road team have been terrific all evening. Bratislava with the biggest lead of the night, 31 points and counting. Irvin Yanards returns. Talked about how explosive this team's offense is. 91.4 points, second in the league, and they got it with 7 minutes to spare. As Spear tips it home. Great toss there, connection from point guard to big fella. As they look to try to bring a little enthusiasm in the building. Cousins snatches back, pulls off. MVP having one of his quiet nights of the season, but his services haven't really needed to be required tonight as Mike Nuga travels. 7:19 remaining here in the fourth, 30-point lead. It has been all Bratislava as Buttrick pulls up. That's about the only thing he's missed this evening. Nuga over to Smith. Cousins steps by. And Spear just wove the right flag on that play as he reaches out on Smith. On Cousins, excuse me. And Zeliusnak enters back into the ball game as he makes his return back home. Played last season here, even this season, and left halfway throughout the season as he's blocked. Spear, strong finish. If you're Bratislava, you want to make sure you keep your foot on the gas. You don't want to give the home team any array of hope in the second leg of this. His Cousins rebound his own shot and connects on the second. Spear. Wow. Not many threes on the season. That might just be his second. But he'll take it. Cousins gets into the teeth of the defense, and he will head to the line. I mean, what a season Isaiah Cousins has had. Drafted into the NBA in 2016. And he's really shown his quality this season. 22.9 points, which leads all players. Had 30 points against the Back and Bears earlier in the season. Even had a game winner.
Isaiah Cousins, substitution for
Terrific player, terrific season, much deserved. MVP award. As we enter the final 5 minutes of game one of this one. Great extra pass to Nuga, tipped up. Bocelli back out the Nuga, he'll try it again and buries it. Nuga's been the bright spot for the home team. 18 points on the evening. And blocked by Spear. See, it's just like I used to do it back in practice early in the season, big fella. These two were teammates earlier in the year. Until Zeliusnak made the switch over to Slovakia. VALMIERA get their stop. Mismatch here. Buttrick guarding Nuga as he looks to take advantage of it. Uses the foot speed, gets downtown, flips it up. That might have been tipped. And just nowhere to go for Smith. As Mayachag. Terrific defense there. Buttrick. Back over to Crothers. Extra pass. Cousins. As he's upset with himself over that miss. I mean, you say he's been quiet all evening, but look at the stat sheet. He has 13 points on the evening. But Bratislava have 6 guys in double figures, led by Buttrick with 19. Followed by RJ Gunn with 16, Stevenson with 15, both off the bench. Cousins with 13, Crothers 11. And don't forget about the big fella, Sabo. 13. And Mike Nuga buries another. Chipping into this lead. And all of a sudden, like I mentioned earlier, you just want to get it below 20. As Smith pulls up, stops on a dime and buries it. And Coach Naglich has seen enough as he calls for time. Just like that.
ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrus un saprotams risinājumus ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.
Well, Bratislava were on their way to 40-point win, and just like that, the home team has brought it back to 20. And again, success will be if you can get this below 20, as I keep mentioning. That would be success. 3 minutes remaining. Pocelli pulls up, and boy, that would have been huge. They would have wanted something a little bit better there, but the way that their offense had been rolling the last 4 minutes, why not? And Buttrick cools down. Again, if you're VALMIERA, win these last 2.5 minutes. This is basketball. Anything can happen. If you can lose by 20, you sure can win by 20. As Nuga steps around Buttrick. He can't finish. Oh, what a play. What a play. What a play. What a play. Take another look at this. Shoves it over to Buttrick, who wraps it around the waist to Cousins, who finishes things off. Just as things were beginning to get a little tense here, the visitors say, hold on, I got this, we got this. Pump the brakes, lead back up to 22. Two missed opportunities there from VALMIERA Glasvia. Pocelli hits that transition 3 and Mike Nuga hits that little runner. All of a sudden, it's a 15-point game. The game of margins. Off-ball foul here. That was on RJ Gunn. Plenty of fouls to give for Bratislava. Saw this play earlier in the half. Nowitzki steps around. Great move. Lead back down to 20 as we enter the final 2 minutes. Again, VALMIERA, can you just win the final 150? But Gunn gets spear in the air. Great pump fake. And he will go to the line for 2. I mean, how about that pass there? To be able to zip it throughout that 2-3 zone from the home team. Rookie RJ Gunn making his name known across the European shores. Terrific season thus far. Nuga, who's been the bright spot for VALMIERA this evening, over to Smith, buries it. Big time shot by Daquan Smith. Brings the lead down to the 10s for the first time in quite some time. As Crothers tries to rise over the top of the defense, but unable to finish. There. I think Crothers were looking for a foul, but Daquan Smith doing a great job of just keeping that hand straight up. .14 on the clock. Over to Cousins. Gunn. Just lovely touch with the left hand. Just been a silent assassin all evening long. Smith over to Nuga. 24 points on the night. Mike Nuga all off the bench. I told you before that this game could be very high scoring. These are 2 of the top scoring teams in the league. Great cut by Gunn. And just a beautiful, timely cut by RJ Gunn. And he will head back to the line. Leads all scores for Bratislava with 21. All off the bench. That will bring this lead back to 19. And VALMIERA can hold for the last shot. Bratislava being aggressive. They got fouls to give. Smith pulls up, and I'm not too sure about that, because now you leave Bratislava with another opportunity. 4.7, and just not a smart decision there by Daquan Smith. As Coach Naglish tries to draw up one more play to wrap this one up, as they see themselves in terrific shape right now. Up 20, an opportunity to go back home with a little bit more in the kitty. For those that are joining us late, remember these playoffs are played over 2 legs. So we take the combined aggregate score, and that winner will proceed to the next round where they will face CSO Voluntari or Liga Warszawa, as that playoff series gets kicked off on Wednesday in Warsaw, 8 p.m. local time, as we have a double header on Wednesday. Make sure you stay locked into the ENBL YouTube channel for all playoff action. And let's see what they draw up here. Final possession of the game. Over the top, butt trick. And a kick ball, which will leave it here with a second on the clock. And that kind of sums up how the evening has gone for the home team. Just nothing able to go their way all evening. Offense was stagnant in the first half, picked up in the second half, but you see it there. It's the defense. You allow 103 points in your home building, it's going to be tough to win. Look for something over the top here. And a layup by Buttrick at the buzzer. Wow. Just like you drew it up, coach, and that does it here in Latvia. And Bratislava strikes first as they walk away out of here with a 22-point lead. A plethora of guys in double figures. And the road team showing why they are the #1 team in the league. 8-0 this season. Only the second team to ever go undefeated in the regular season. And you saw the quality here tonight. Game 2 played back in Slovakia, March 18th. We appreciate you guys joining us this evening as Bratislava wins 105-83. We'll see you guys for the second leg down in Slovakia.
ENBLeague partneris ir biznesa platforma, kas apvieno būvniecības nozares speciālistus un darbojas 4 pakalpojumu sektoros – ielu kompleksa būvniecība vai pārbūve, teritorijas labiekārtošana, hidrobūvniecība, ēku būvniecība un iekšdarbi. Mēs piedāvājam skaidrus un saprotamus risinājumus ēku un inženieru būvju projektēšanā, teritorijas labiekārtošanā, dokumentu sagatavošanai, būvju nodošanai eksploatācijā un juridisko palīdzību. ENBLeague partneris – stabils, profesionāls un atbildīgs partneris.
Arnolds apņēmās atrast labāko playlisti. Luīze steidzās, lai paspētu redzēt visu. Kaspars devās meklēt labāko ritmu, bet Mārtiņš ar Līgu viss skatāmāko pilsētā. Un kā izrādās, neierastais skan labāk par to, kas austiņās vienmēr malc uz riņķi. Un ja gudri saplāno, visu var pagūt. Kaut reizēm ar nelielu nokavēšanos. Arī labākie ritmi nav tālu jāmeklē. Patiesībā tie mēdz būt deguna galā. Tikai jāatver ausis. Savukārt, ierasto skatu pa laikam ir labi iemainīt pret svaigu perspektīvu uz dzīvi. Piedzīvo neparasto VALMIERA.